Welcome back, my acolytes. I'm Darth Xile, and today we're going to be playing something a little bit different as I take a slight break from Skyrim. Don't want to get bored of it. Don't want to get bored of it. Nobody wants me to get bored of Skyrim, because then that's the end of the series. So we're going to take a small little break, and we're going to take that break playing a little game that I've found, because I've been searching so much for, like, D&D related things. I'm really in the mood for D&D type of gaming at the moment. And I found a little game called Sorcery, an old school, not so much pen and paper, but definitely like an old school adventure type RPG-ish thing. It's based on an old book from like the 1900s or 1800s. Something. I didn't read too much into it. It's an old set of adventure books, and there's a video game of it, and apparently there's a tablet version as well. It's Sorcery Part 1 and Part 2 that I have, and if I like it, maybe we'll keep going, and if you guys like it, maybe we'll keep going. Either way, let's begin our journey, which looks like I can either have tits or I cannot have tits. I opt to not have tits. You have walked the wilds of Kakabad through Kahri and the spiteful backlands all the way into Mampang. You have survived traps, thieves, serpents, and vengeful gods. And now it is here, the Crown of Kings! It is said the crown was never forged, only found by Shalana the Reformer, a lowly foot soldier who became Emperor of the Eastern world. Such is the power of the crown. The air around it crackles with influence. Take it! Your destiny awaits. With the crown in your hands, you will be as powerful as Chalana. The goblins are armed, the giants are wakened, and the birdmen carving cruel daggers from stone. War will come, but you will prevent it. But then, the image of the crown begins to flicker. You rush forward and startle yourself awake. You are alone, exhausted in the little hut in the outpost settlement. Your unimaginable journey is not even a single step begun. Inkle presents Steve Jackson's Sorcery! Oh, sorry. Okay, well that's the end of that. That was very loud. I do hope I don't have to redub that. I probably will. Redub that. There'll be an annotation here, a little message from future me that's editing this, whether or not I had to redo that. With some custom music, probably. Yes. Anyways, hello! It is sunrise. You dress, breakfast on bread and goat's milk, and collect the pack and sword from beside your bed. I'm gonna test the blade first. Let's make sure it's good. You pause to test the blade against your thumb. The blacksmith has done well. The edge is keen and draws a narrow line of blood. Oh, that kind of sucks. I don't want to cut myself already. Outside the hut, you hear the outpost settlement stirring into life. I swear to God, if I get, like, blood poisoning or something from this, I will be very pissed. I'm going to pray for luck. Taking a moment more, you close your eyes and raise a prayer to your spirit guide. This morning it has the form of a panther. But what will it become once your journey truly begins? A great calm descends on you. Time then to depart. You lift the back of the flap of the hut and step into the early morning sunshine.
Ah, it's lovely.
Alright, go. Go? Go. Whee! Yep. Woo! I stopped by all the whorehouses first. Eyes follow you as you leave the hut and walk towards the great Shumati wall. The frontiers people of this tiny settlement are well aware of your mission. First off, let me just say that I know I'm going to be mispronouncing things a lot. Just get used to it. I'm not reading too much into it. Let's greet these people. You turn to them and bow. Some smile in reply, but are too afraid to approach. Others make gestures of protection. You are going beyond the wall, so they believe you to be cursed. A man is waiting on the path to the Cantopani Gate. Cantopani Gate! The final doorway between Analand and the wilds of Kakabad. You recognize the sergeant of the Sight Master Warriors. He holds out his hand. Get out of my way! Greetings, Sergeant, I say. He touches his forehead with 2 fingers. You are almost ready, he says. I have for you a gift from the king. 24 gold pieces. It is all we can spare this time. He holds out a pouch. Yoink! You accept the gift graciously. Thank you, I say. You should buy some supplies before you pass the wall, the sergeant says. And you must collect your spellbook if you wish magic to aid you. Finally, should you wish to practice your swordplay, I will go one last round with you. And he points with his staff towards the training ground. Ooh. And we can buy some rations, and we can... Okay, let's learn about swordplay. You walk with the sergeant to the training ground, and he wraps the base of his staff in leather. I ready my sword. To begin, the sergeant says, we will practice the stances. First, defend yourself against me. Choose the attack power by dragging your character sideways. To defend, stay fully left. So, defend! Sightmaster is a powerful enemy. By defending, you will receive the minimum damage from any attack he makes. The Sightmaster Sergeant makes a light attack, saving his energy against your defense. My next attack will be one of my strongest, he declares. If you can perform a full attack, you may overpower me. But otherwise, you had best defend yourself. For a strong attack, pull your character to the right. To defend, pull your character to the left. Charge! Brisk! Boom! You play a strong attack, overpowering the Sightmaster Sergeant. He bows. You have finished me. Excellent. 1 stamina lost, but skilled swordplay. Excellent. Well done to me. You seem to remember the basics, the sergeant says breathlessly. Good. Another round? No, that's enough for now. No, I shake my head. Very good. The sergeant agrees. But if you wish a bout in earnest, then I warn you, I will not go easy on you. He indicates the wider yard, where there is space for a true match. Ooh. You head over the yard to practice a bout of real fighting. The sergeant removes the cloth pattern from the base of his staff. Unsheath my sword. This time I will not tell you my intentions. You will have to read them for yourself. Be ready! The Sightmaster bows to you, raises his staff in salute, and readies his stance. You drop into a defensive crouch immediately. The Sightmaster is not to be trifled with. The Sightmaster Sergeant comes in with a tough blow, balancing his strength and his impact. You escape mostly uninjured. His eyes follow your shoulders. He is probably about to defend himself. You realize a strong hit would be wasteful now. You hold firm and keep up your defense, and he hangs back and watches you in return. You circle around him at arm's length as he tries a deep bash, but you duck. Fast work, he grunts. His guard is coming up, conserving his energy so that his next strike can be stronger. You pace around him carefully, and he circles away. Afraid to try me, he goads as he tries a wallop. Heavy wallop, but you dive to one side. You moved around him watchfully. As he powers forward with a cry, it only tires him out. You are largely unhurt. He watches your footwork closely. You hear observers in the crowd, and the gathered crowd murmur in expectation. But do they expect a violent blow from him? Or from you? Can I just attack him? You stay steady and keep up your defense, and he waits and watches you in return. You see his grip change on the heel of his staff as he readies himself to strike again. The base of his staff is built of a bunny circle around him, sword's length, to try to do a roundhouse thump, But you catch him in the hilt of your sword, you escape mostly unharmed. Can I do anything at all here? You keep up your defense, and he steps a little away. What am I doing? You pace around him carefully and hold you in a thin, grim expression. I'm doing literally nothing here, and it's really annoying. There we go. Charge! Time to attack. You rush forward with a deep, heavy slash, overwhelming his own. Okay, so I can either whoop or whoop, 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 whoop. Sideswipe. I'm gonna sideswipe. Ah, that was not right. In the next moment, the Sightmaster Sergeant leaps to your left and attacks. Your own stroke is overpowered. His own blow is measured, but enough to knock you reeling. The impact catches you in the side. A mutter goes to the crowd.
The king is truly weak to send such a champion.
Their words spur you on to stand once more and narrow your eyes at the Sightmaster. He turns his grip to hold his staff more loosely. He seems to be preparing a simple jab. A chance to overpower him, perhaps? I cannot. I will have to defend. I'm too tired. You drop yourself into a crouch. His light blow sails over your head. You escape mostly. And I keep doing it again. Build my strengths. Are you afraid to try me? Ha ha! Well, try this! Acting quickly, you sweep your sword across his body with powerful force. But the impact clangs against his defendant's staff, and you only lay a minor wound. He shows his teeth. His breath begins to leaf. He is struggling to stay upright. You notice his knuckles whitening. Cut! Ah! Dicks! A blur of action, your attempt to fight back is knocked aside. His own strike of medium force, but more than enough to send you backwards. The Sightmaster has injured you badly. Perhaps I should kill you now and save you the pain of your journey, he growls grimly. His grip changes on his staff. Defend. You whip up your defenses as he tries a heavy bash, but you dive to one side, and cut! Leaping into action, you swing your sword fast in towards his chest. Is it enough to finish him? The Sightmaster throws down his staff. You have me, he declares with a grin. 14 stamina loss. Shameful, apparently. The sergeant is gasping for breath. He bows to you once more. You are too slow. I will tell the king to ready another champion, for you will not survive long. As he talks, a nearby healer hurries over with a salve, and your health and the sergeant's is quickly restored. Oh, I sucked dick there. Alright. Small traders in the settlement of supply of the Sightmaster warriors with weapons, armor, food, and clothing. You go over to the sergeant to a stall selling flatbreads and cheese. 2 gold pieces per ration, the owner says. Do you know who I am? I am Analen's great hero. The man looks uncomfortable. I know that, but I have to feed my family today. Whatever happens to the crown. I will buy 2 rations. You hand over your coins, and the man places 2 rations carefully into your pack. You must be sure to eat every day, or you will suffer, the sergeant tells you. Oh, standing at your side. Eating more will give you the extra strength, but it is not necessary. Check the contents of your pack by using the items button on the map. Thank you. Items. 2 meals. And Spellbook. Let's check our Spellbook. One of the huts, set slightly back from the others, is decorated with glyphs and strange symbols. A terrible smell emanates from his doorway. This is the hut of the chief mage. He has been preparing your Spellbook for days, reading star charts to work out which spells will be available to you in the different locations in the hills beyond. Go inside. You lift the flap and go inside. The mage looks up at you. with haggard, sleepless eyes and presses the book into your hands. Do you understand how to use this? He asks.
Tell me.
Each spell is crafted through the alignment of 3 stars. He begins. The spell Zap, for example, is made by aligning Zathura, Irigus, and Panini. But that is not important. What matters is what the spell is called and what it does. Zap will give you control over lightning. Hot will create a fireball. Fuff will create a force field around you. Shall I continue? Yes. The mage nods. The Law spell is formed from Lilith, Aligus, and Rex, and it will allow you to control the will of unintelligent creatures. The Wow spell is quite different and uses different stars. The order matters, you see. Wow creates an invisible barrier. You will find the rest in the book, he adds, tapping to the leather bound. I want to know more. Mage looks surprised. Well, the Dop spell is useful for locks. Walk it will shield you in battle, and Dumb will cause clumsiness. He scratches absently at his ear. Remember, some spells will cost you effort to use, but the ones that don't will not work without a focus. An item of some kind. You'll need to read the book to know what. Thank you, Master Mage. Very helpful. I go to the gate now. You reach the foot of the mighty gate. It is sealed. The sergeant places one hand on the wood. The gate has been locked for some time to deter raiders, he tells you, but you will have no difficulty. The stars in this place allow the Dop spell to be crafted, and he stands back. Craft a spell.
Oh boy, I'm a mage!
D. O. P. Opens locks and doors. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do. So, cast. You weave the spell. One by one, the great tumblers of the door begin to creak and groan. Then the hinges turn, with a noise like hail on the canvas roof. These gates have not opened since our last champion was lost. I wish you more luck than he. Perhaps you will even meet him on your travels. I fear he is dead, I say. The Sightmaster nods, peering at something on the horizon. I believe he is returning, but transformed. I hope you do not meet the same fate. He stands back from you. Going forward. Together you step into the shadow of the wall. One last word, he declares. When you have the crown, find the highest point you can find. We will be watching. Watching from where? From here. The Sightmaster warriors are selected from birth for their incredible powers of telescopic vision. You cannot help but wonder how far he can see. Well, tell me what lies ahead. This path leads first to the Cantopani, a settlement of traders. Though most are rogues and thieves, you should be there before the sun has reached its peak. From there, 3 routes lead on to Cristotani, but no single route is safe. Kakabad is a land of devils. And beyond there? I cannot see so far. But once you have crossed the city port of traps, you will enter the backlands. They say that day and night there are controlled by forces other than the sun. And from Kari, too, your progress will be watched. It is time to go. Striding away, you pass through the gate. Faces of the folk watching your departure reveal the hopes that rest on you and your quest. The early morning air is crisp, and rising sun paints the slopes in shades of peaceful beauty, concealing the evil that lies ahead. Da 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 da. I'm just gonna walk past. No, I'm not. Hold on. We walked past, but then realized we went too far. I circle around. I circle around. I circle around. I circle around. There we go. Oh, Doesn't matter, never mind. The path winds through slopes of wild scrubland. The countryside is deserted, and the eerie silence is broken by only the cawing of the occasional crow. There is a spell for hearing what they say, but you do not have the equipment it requires. The birds appear to pause in the air and examine at you as you pass. They make you uneasy, as if you were an intruder in their presence. Barely an hour beyond the wall, and the air begins to grow foul. The Shumanti hills are infested with the pestilence of the backlands. It saps the energy from your body, leaving you feeling nauseous and weak. Cover my mouth. You cover your mouth with your neck scarf, but it does no good. They warned you of this. You will grow accustomed to it the longer you are out here, but for the moment, you must be very careful. Your maximum stamina just decreased. You can see your stamina at the top of the screen. If this reaches 0, you'll be too tired to carry on. Stamina can be regained up to the maximum by eating rations or blah blah blah. Thanks. Continue on. Another hour passes, and you crest a small hillock from the top, of which you can see the path continuing downwards into a small settlement of huts. This must be blah blah blah. Let's hold on. No time to waste, because there's something up here. Is there not something up here? Avoid the village. I don't want to avoid the village. I want to move into the village. There was something up there, but I guess I missed my opportunity for that. Of course, if you cannot handle a town like Canatamini, then you cannot hope to survive the Kakabad proper. You follow the path down into town. The round huts are made of hard, baked, bright clay, and their roofs are thinly thatched. As you pass, eyes appear in dark doorways, tracking your every move. For a moment, you think that they will allow you to pass unchallenged. But then, a villager appears from one of the dwellings and blocks your path. I'm gonna cast a spell! Because it just came to me that possibly I can go... Oh. No? A... W. Requires 3 stamina. Sure, let's give that a shot. You cast the spell, expecting to take possession of the villager's will. But though you complete the spell, nothing seems to change. Then you remember, the spell only works on the non-intelligent creatures. And despite appearances, this man is intelligent enough. The villager watches you with bemusement. When you're finished and grasping for breath, he steps forward threateningly. What business have you in Cantapanani? I am a hungry traveler and need to eat. He motions you on ahead. You'll find the inn in the center of the village. It's run by Amelia. There isn't much there, but you'll find something for your belly. Thank you. He bows in reply, but the movement looks awkward on him, like he was a performing bear. You stride on into the very center of the village. There are a few larger houses here. Even Cantapani has its nobility, it seems. But the only spot of interest is a small inn offering food for sale. Whoop! You head inside. The place is just a low table and a black iron pot above the stove. The woman watches you with wide, fearful eyes.
Hello, old woman. Are you Amelia? How much are your provisions? 1 gold piece for the stew,
she replies on a thin, hungry voice.
But perhaps you want some food to take with you, seeing as how you're a traveler.
I will ask for stew. I will take some stew. You pay Amelia a gold piece, and she hands you a steaming bowl. The broth inside is a thick paste of lentils, spices, and hunks of meat. But it is not bad for all that. Once finished, you thank the woman and leave the inn. You head out of Canpatani and along the path in the Shumanti hills. Passing the outlying huts, you feel strange, uneasy. Hissing from within and sly faces disappearing from doorways make you feel decidedly unwelcome. Then, at the edge of the town, you pass a large boulder, and at once 2 rough-cut villagers spring out with swords drawn. Bandits.
2 against 1,
The first one declares.
You're lost,
Calls the other.
so hand over your things and come out.
I am to deal with these curs. You draw yourself to full height. You have mistaken me for someone else, I declare. I would like to give you a moment to reconsider before I kill you if I have to. The bandits growl and advance on you, one on either hand.
Cast a spell.
Aha! So, I can do create a force field. No. Fog summons darkness. Ooh. How about jig? Aw, I cannot do jig. How about L-A... No, that's law again. Alright, let's create a force field. You cast the spell, raising an invisible force field all around you. Try as they might, the bandits cannot harm you. They cannot even get close. Realizing the power of your sorcery, they quickly flee back to the village. This is a stroke of luck, as the force field does not last long. You continue along the path, leaving the village behind. About half an hour later, you reach the start of the climb into the hills proper, and continue onward. Okie dokies. Leaving Cantapatani behind marks the true start of the wilderness. Behind that tiny outpost there are scattered homesteads, and Kari, the thriving city port, but all are touched by cruelty, isolation, and fear. The backlands and the long shadow cast by Menpag Fortress darken everything. And with the crown stolen, things can only grow worse. In the long years since Kalamana, the reformer founded the Alliance, the crown has been passed from kingdom to kingdom every 4 years, ensuring each one has its turn to lead. But no more. Ruddlestone, Lentoland, Ganeltania, and Bryce have all enjoyed its power. Justice must be done for Analand and the 5 kingdoms. So here you are, a lone hero, walking the long path to Manpang alone. 5 minutes later, you reach a fork in the road. The sergeant, for all his eyesight, hadn't mentioned this. Ah, well, shit. And that's where we're gonna leave it off, ladies and gents. I hope you enjoyed this first possible episode. Maybe there'll be more. Let me know down in the comments whether or not you want to see more of this, and leave a like. Help me out. Help me out, bros. Come on, we're going on an epic adventure, possibly. So, until next time, everyone, I've been Xile. You've been a fantastic on. See you in the future.